Hello and welcome to Eyewitness Report. After about 5 months of closure, primary and secondary schools in Zamfara State resumed for academic activities. A city once regarded as one of the cleanest in Nigeria is now turning otherwise as the state of sanitation of two notable markets in Calabar, Cross River State, comes to focus. These and more on this edition of the program. I am Yomi Otaibe. We begin with good news from Zamfara State in the northwestern region of Nigeria, where the prolonged closure of primary and secondary schools across the state may be coming to an end with the partial opening of some of the learning institutions.
There's hardly any activity going on here in one of the schools supposedly reopened after months of closure occasioned by a spate of kidnapping and banditry in Zamfara State.
The Zamfara State government announced that all schools should resume on 17 January on Monday. But I come to our school, but the school management did not announce that we students of the school we should resume. That's why I'm going back home.
I miss everybody at school. I am really happy that you came back.
I'm so happy because a student cannot do without coming to school. The knowledge has stopped, anything has stopped. The new knowledge that you are getting day by day has stopped. So without going to school, there's no new knowledge. What you have known before, it might go because of or due to sitting at home without doing anything.
The State Ministry of Education had issued an official statement in the evening of January 16th, directing all principals, head teachers of public and private schools below tertiary level to reopen the following day, Monday 17th, and resume normal lessons.
I intend to buy a Biro. Is that clear? Very clear, right?
These schools are categorized by the Ministry of Education as green and yellow, but there's hardly anyone in sight on the first day of resumption. The same applies to other schools within Gusau, the state capital, and adjoining communities. At the time of filing of this report, the situation had not improved.
The solid reason behind it, the information was fast late in the evening, and most of the parents, the teachers, and some students were not on the platform of social media. Most of them are not on that Ministry of Education platform, or rather the NAMS platform. It's only few individuals that on that platform. That's what prompted the not compliance by the information of the resumption by most students and the teachers. But we, the management, were here in the school. We expect to have that full house tomorrow because those travel out, they already informed through, we are going to inform them through the platform of the parents because we have school parent platform. Immediately we'll inform the PTA will force it on their platform. So I believe the parent will get the information as soon as it's passed to them.
In 2021, 3 schools were attacked by armed bandits in Zamfara State. The schools are Government Girls Secondary School in Jangebe, Talata Mafara Local Government Area, the College of Agriculture and Animal Science, Bakura Local Government Area, and Government Day Secondary School in Kaya, Maradun Local Government Area. A cumulative number of over 360 people, including students and teachers, were said to have been kidnapped from these schools, as shown in one of the videos which went viral on social media.
Kun ga halin da muke ciki mu ne ɗaliban kwalejin gona da ke nan Bakura local government wayanda aka ɗauka. A halin yanzu haka ma muna fuskantar barazana ta kashi.
Following the incessant kidnappings, the Zamfara state government took a drastic measure to stem the tide by closing down primary and secondary schools in all 14 local government areas in the state. This was followed by shutting down telecommunication services, weekly markets, and restricting movements across the state. The government also banned the sale of petrol in jerry cans. For over 4 months, the closure of schools stood as it appeared that the decision of the state government may linger. In the aftermath of the closure of learning institutions, most parents engaged private teachers to teach their children, a decision that took a toll on their finances.
Right. Go on. Words and figures.
Words and figures.
What do we have here? Say it now.
The lesson fees are being paid per kids less for a lesser amount is 5,000. Just imagine having more than a kid and you have to pay that every month just to keep the kids busy. I think it's not fair enough. And we ask for more thought on it. If the school should reopen, maybe within the state itself. Most people have left the state because of this issue of school that this closure of a school. Quite a number of people have just left the state because it's not fair. The kids are just staying at home doing nothing, and it's affecting their performance and the future precisely.
Issa Abdullahi, a school administrator in Gusau, the state capital, is also affected. He says long-term closure of schools will affect the students' well-being and the GDP of the state.
Whenever there's GDP going up, then the federal governments gain a lot of money that can be used to carry out projects in various states. But when the GDP is going down, honestly speaking, not only the private school owners, even the federal government is invariably affected. This thing affects children psychologically and even socially and morally. They said an adult hand is an devil workshop. So when a child is at home doing nothing, he may find one way or the other to do something that will be an implication to the society.
Abdullahi talks about plans to help the students recover their long compulsory holiday when schools reopen.
As soon as we resume the school, are planned for extra lesson, rigorous training and retraining of our SS3 and JSS3 students. And in fact, the plan is whenever they come in the morning, they'll go back in the evening around 5, 6 o'clock. So we have that extra lesson for the children, and inshallah we are going to cover what they lost. We, in Francis National School, we have already put measures in terms of security. We have about 6 security men, and we have all-armed security men to come. We are negotiating with Hunters Association of Nigeria. We are negotiating with civil defense just to secure our school for the children to have a very safer environment for learning. And I believe the state government is trying all it could to see that the school are often ends, the children will be in better position to learn in their various schools.
A professor of education psychology and security expert, Mohammed Mayanchi, had lamented the effect of the closure on the education sector in the state.
Long closure of schools is a breeding ground of insecurity. So the problem we have in Zamfara is that the SS3 students for now have only 3 months to write to WAEC. What are they going to write? They cannot write anything. And while we are pleading with state government to please open the schools, FCET Model Primary School and Secondary School is open. Command Police College in Gusau is opened. Federal Girls College Gusau is open. So at least the blue areas should be open. That is the schools in local government headquarters where there is no trouble. So that we have something at hand instead of having nothing.
Professor Mayanchi offers suggestions on how the security of schools can be enhanced.
We commend the effort of His Excellency, the Governor of Zamfara State, Dr. Bello Batawali, to please also increase the tempo in insecurity, because education is like a wall. If you remove one block, other blocks will crumble. If we don't have these students from primary school and secondary school, they'll come to university, we cannot remedy the situation. The state government can work with the PTA and have vigilante in the schools, because we have vigilante group now allowed in the state, and have at least 2 to 3 people armed in every school we have to guard against unexpected, so that we have security in the state and in the schools. At least everybody is anxious. Not having those children in school, we are breeding another insecurity block, because they will become, if there's education, definitely they become criminals. They have seen the time now. Everybody, they want to hustle to be like us. They want to make money. They want to enjoy life like us. Therefore, if there's no education to direct them, where will they go? And this, what we have in insecurity, is one of the consequences of not going to school. It has contributed greatly. You are right. The SS3 now, who spend more than 6 months out of school, are supposed to write the exam in 4 months' time. That is WAEC and NECO. What will they write? They cannot write anything. But if they can open the schools now, probably at a certain stage could be remedied. The schools, both primary and secondary school, will now know how to do, including Saturdays now, to bring them up to meet up the standard. Because if you write a ready-made answer for a student to pass WAEC, will he defend it in the university, in polytechnics and colleges of education? No. Because there is a certain gap that is not blocked in education. In education, I told you, just like a whole wall. If you remove 2-3 blocks, it will crumble. So if they don't have the foundation, definitely they cannot cope up. We want the state, the PTA, the parents to come together. Let them get private lesson teachers. Let them ensure that those of us who are teachers, we have to help our children to give them remedial lessons for them to cut up. And the government should also allow the private and government school to open on Saturdays to make up, for SS3 only, to make up what has been lost.
In October 2021, Governor Bello Matawalle revealed that the state had concluded plans with security agencies to deploy security operatives to protect schools.
We are going to have massive deployment of security in all of the schools in Zamfara State, so that it can allow our children to go to the school. We have to make that, because we must make sure that our youth was enrolled in all of their schools. So the government has an arrangement with the security agencies that we must provide security in each and every schools in Zamfara State. And with the ongoing operation of security agencies and the calm of these criminals, bandits, I believe within no time, inshallah, we can be able to win this war. And by the time we have won those, Zamfara will be most peaceful state in northern Nigeria, inshallah.
Zamfara State is one of the states with high number of out-of-school children in the country. A data from the State Ministry of Education shows that the state has over 800,000 out-of-school children.
It's not something that is just a mere saying. We have seen people dying, we have seen people falling sick, so there is need also for us to prepare ourselves.
I can say A equals to 10 raised power what? 1.
While schools categorized as green and yellow are allowed to reopen, the ministry says schools in the red category remain closed until the security situation improves. Officials from the Ministry of Education and zonal directors have also been directed to monitor the level of compliance. Though we got off to a slow start, academic activities are expected to pick up in the coming days.